Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Move Me to Pittsburgh, the show where we break down Pittsburgh real estate, local stories, and the conversations shaping life around the city.
We're your hosts, David and Cassie. Whether you're tuning in for market insight, neighborhood talk, or just a fresh take on what's happening around Pittsburgh, we're glad you're here.
Each week, we dive into trends we're seeing, the headlines catching our attention, and the things buyers and sellers and locals are talking about.
So settle in. We got another great episode lined up. Let's get into it.
Cassie, we had
Hello.
some homework for ourselves and our viewers from last week.
We did. We talked
Did you get
about
yours done?
I did.
All right.
Um quickly threw it together, but here's what I would do. Yeah, so we talked last
All
week
right.
about the perfect 3-day weekend article that we had seen. And I believe that both of us kind of disagreed a little bit with it. It
Mm.
was kind of all over the place. They did mention a couple good things, but I just feel like it was all over the place. So for my day one of the weekend, which would have been probably a Friday, I decided to kind of stick around one area rather than hopping all over the city. So I'm going to start out in Lawrenceville. I am going to start the day at the La Gourmandine. I believe I'm saying that correctly. On Butler Street for coffee and a pastry. So take a walk down Butler Street before it gets crowded. Pop into a few of the local stores. I would also or highly recommend Wild Card. Take a walk, or you can even take a drive through Allegheny Cemetery. And if you think I'm crazy for saying that, don't knock it till you try it. It is beautiful in there. It's, I believe, like 300 or over 300 acres of just beautiful mausoleums, a lot
Mm.
of wildlife in there. There's always deer. It's a great place. You could if you take a drive through it, you can kind of continue on the day here. So you could start in the Lawrenceville entrance on Butler Street, and you could come out on the Bloomfield side, so you can cover the whole thing there. And then you're going to head up to Mount Washington. So midday will help you beat the rush hour traffic later in the day. So you're going to have a light lunch at J and J's, which
Mm.
we mentioned last week on the corner of Shiloh Street and Virginia Ave. Of course, you got to go check out the overlooks, take an incline ride if you really feel like doing that. And then also stop in at Love Pittsburgh on Shiloh Street as well.
Mm.
I then have that you could head back down to the Strip District. You could grab one of the pogo bikes, take a quick little stop at Peace, Love, and Little Donuts for a little snack,
Okay.
ride to the Point, do a little riverside ride, and then come back to the Strip. You could walk around Penn Ave, explore a little bit, and then have dinner at Dianoia's Eatery. I love
Mm.
Dianoia's. It's great Italian food. I love the pasta. And then, of course, you can grab some drinks in the Strip if you want. They have the like Cellar Speakeasy, Helltown Brewing, City Winery, or if you want to go to like Coupe de Ville for some games or anything, there's a lot of options down there. So that would be my day one.
I like that. I
Yeah.
that's funny that you mentioned Dia Anios or however you pronounce
I,
that.
I,
Uh, how many times I've shown condos in that building right next to it. I can't think of which what that is, but I've never been in here.
You've never
I,
been there?
no, I had a
I
very
highly, highly recommend it.
very Italian, or was she Italian and her husband was Greek. But anyway, they were like when they found out I did never been there, like, what? You call
Yeah.
yourself a Pittsburgher? But I've never still have never been there in 8 years.
I would just like to
That's a
point out
place
that
that I
there is
gotta add
somewhere
to
that I
that.
finally have been. Uh,
You've been
yes.
yesterday, right?
I know. Unfortunately, it's probably been 2 or 3 years since I've been there, but
Uh,
I need to get back because it is very good. Very
okay,
good.
cool. Yeah,
Highly
I was watching
recommend.
a travel blogger actually that posted that as like one of the go-to places. So it's
Yeah,
cool. 2.3 thousand for reviews on that. That's awesome.
yeah, it's amazing.
Must be a staple. Yeah,
Yeah,
I really like that you threw J and J's in there. We did talk about
have
that
to.
last week.
Yeah,
That place is awesome.
it is
Um,
so good.
and that is
Cute
like
little
a
place.
hidden gem because that is not
Yeah,
on anybody's list.
yeah,
I've never seen that on anybody's list.
yeah.
Um,
I
love
used to live
Pittsburgh.
right by it, so that's how I
That's
found
right.
it. I don't think I went to it until I was about to move away, so I'm a little sad
Mm,
that I didn't take advantage of it while I was there. But every time my parents now come to visit, they love to go to J&J. So it's
yeah,
good, very good.
yeah. Grilled cheese is awesome.
I love a grilled cheese.
Yeah. What else you throw in there? So you were starting in Mount Washington,
No, I started in Lawrenceville.
started in Lawrenceville, then
Yeah,
Mount Washington
then Mount
Strip,
Washington, and then the Strip because you can
point
kind of
on the
hang out.
bike, and then
Yeah,
back. Okay,
yeah.
cool. Yeah,
So I
we got to
figured that.
throw in where you would stay in there
Yeah,
for next week.
yeah,
Cool. So that's day one. I like that. You did mention the incline going up. You have
yeah,
to ride that. You
yeah, oh,
couldn't
yeah,
come and not do it. What I would
yeah.
do is just ride it and then go right
Oh
back
yeah,
up.
yeah. Especially too, like I said, doing Mount Washington like midday, you're gonna beat the lines of people using it for like a commute or anything.
Hmm.
So that's why I think Mount Washington midday would be great. Gonna beat a
Hmm.
lot of rush hour too, trying to get over the bridge and everything.
Yeah, I would make sure to do the one to the left if you're looking up at it for anybody that's not from here. Uh, I just drove by the one that drops you out down at the bottom of puts you at one of the what is that buncher buildings at the bottom. It doesn't kind of go anywhere, so I would stay to that one to the left. That'll
Yeah,
actually take you down. You can get right off of it.
that's the
Be at
Is that the
Smithfield Street
Monongahela
Bridge.
incline?
The other side, yeah.
Duquesne is the other side.
Duquesne's the other side.
Yeah,
Monongahela is the one that takes you
yeah, like
to
towards.
Station Square.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's the one you want to get up. You want to ride. I
yeah,
would recommend too. The other one does not take you anywhere. If
yeah,
you go up it, then it'll take you to some restaurants and things there, but it's kind of just there as a
yeah.
historical landmark.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so that's cool. I did not get one put together, and I did not want to rush it. I wanted to actually be very specific on like what your budget is before
mm,
you come, because
smart.
I watch some people's uh, travel blogs things, and it's like you're going to be $2,500 for the weekend.
Yeah,
It's you know I,
yeah.
I want to be a little bit more realistic on it.
Yeah, that's
But
kind
I
of why I
definitely
tried
am.
to.
Yeah, I did look into that rad pass a little bit more, thinking like, okay, well, how does somebody that's not living in Allegheny County get a pass to be allowed to use the rad pass? They do allow people that do not live in Allegheny County or in the state of PA to get to get a Carnegie Library pass. You do have to pay $30 to get that pass. Then that opens you up to, we did go over that last week, how many options you have for places to go. So a lot of
Yeah,
my things that I would probably recommend are going to be on that rad pass. So I wanted to make sure to go through that and
yeah.
give a good uh, weekend itinerary.
There you go.
Yeah, cool. So we'll go over. We did not get day two, so we'll go over that next week.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I would like
yeah,
to point out too that I feel like we are kind of just focusing too on days that are a little bit warmer. I'm not really talking like right now. I'm not going to encourage you to take a little bike ride to the point right now. Like today is a real feel of 2. So yeah, I was kind of thinking more. What can you do? Maybe like spring, summer, fall, the
yeah,
majority of the year.
yeah. It's 17 outside here, and uh, I don't know why I
Snowing
have
currently
one, but
here.
girlfriend absolutely has to have the Alexa. She asks it every morning what it feels like outside, so she knows what to wear. And it says it's feels like 6 degrees.
Oof.
So, and I was out
Yeah.
there and I had the keys to get
It's
into a lockbox, and I do not want to be outside. I'm sorry.
no.
But
Yeah.
I did also read in, I think it was a Patagonia or something, they say there's no such thing as bad weather, there's only bad clothing. So if you're going to be here, you got to have good gloves. So that's on me. I
Yeah.
should be totally fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's an interesting
Gotta
way to
dress
look at it.
warmer. That's
Yeah.
right.
I found out that today was National Bagel Day.
Whew.
And I will be honest, I did not go get a bagel because I did not want to go bundle up and go outside.
You didn't go where?
I didn't
You
go get
didn't
a
go where?
bagel because it's too cold.
Oh, okay.
But I was tempted. I have a Bruegger's bagel. It's near here, and I love their bagel sandwiches or their bagels. So I thought about it, but maybe I'll do a little. They were giving out a free bagel and cream cheese.
Where?
Um,
Brugger's.
Bruegger's bagels. I know like
Okay.
Einstein bagels are doing. I think Panera has something going on today. A lot of the big bagel places have things going on today for like a free bagel, but
Interesting.
too
I may
cold.
seek out a bagel today. I have
Yeah,
to say
I
I've
mean, now
never
I want one.
gotten. I'd really like to go for a bagel.
Yeah, I
There
could
is a
go for one, but let's see.
one of the Brugger's on
Yeah.
East Carson that I used to go to for a
Mm,
breakfast sandwich, but I never got it. I don't think I've ever gotten a bagel.
love
I
their
like to hang
breakfast
out there.
sandwiches.
That's it's kind of like the Panera Bread kind of place to go if you live in the
Yeah,
South Side, where you can go to hang out, and
yeah,
not have to. Oh, well, or a coffee shop, but their coffee shops are pretty tight.
yeah.
Yeah,
I went
cool.
to
So,
a new coffee shop yesterday. I had a home inspection in Swissvale that I wanted to attend, and I stopped at, it was called Parisi Cafe and Italian Market.
huh,
It was just a really small little place. I got a coffee and a polenta bar, which I'll be honest, I didn't know what that was. I panic ordered, but it ended up being really good. The place was adorable, a small little place with a couple tables and seating. There was a couple people in there working, some just enjoying their morning coffee, and it was a nice little place. So if you're ever in Swissvale, I highly recommend that.
Swissvale.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, never been. Cool. Let's jump into. I got a little bit of news here for our
yeah.
listeners.
Yeah, we'll start off with something a little fun and Pittsburgh related, of course. The USA Today 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards just dropped their nominations for 2026, and 5 of our Pittsburgh museums have been nominated in different categories. So the Children's Museum of Pittsburgh is up for Best Children's Museum, perfect place to go to feel like a kid.
Hmm.
Pennsylvania Trolley Museum is nominated for the Best Small Town Museum. August Wilson African American Cultural Center is running for Best Free Museum. So if you're looking for a free place to go check it out. Heinz History Center is nominated again for the Best History Museum. Last year they crushed it and they are back. And the Kamen Science Center, which a lot of us know that as the Carnegie Science Center, is nominated for Best Science Museum. So voting is online. Like I said, that's the USA Today 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. You can go and vote online and see if we can get Pittsburgh to snag some top spots again.
Yeah, Heinz History Center has got to be. I got to say, I've only recently, in the past maybe 5 years, have gotten into really seeking out museums. But the only reason I tee that up that way is I haven't been in a lot of museums other than what's here in Pittsburgh, so it's hard for me to compare to other museums. But Heinz History Center is like what, 8 floors? Every single floor is just incredible.
Yeah.
Uh, I've been there probably 10 times in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Uh, History Uncorked is one big reasons why I have been there so many times. History on Cork, when are they doing that? That's March 6th this year.
Oh,
What they
okay.
do is they have young professionals come into the museum on the first floor, and then I think it's on like the 7th floor or the 8th floor, whatever the top floor one is. They have another DJ up there, and they have, of course, cocktails and like charcuterie board sort of stuff. And then, of course, they have it in a little outdoor section that you can go out on and look over the city.
Oh,
Super cool. It is such a nice museum. Um, so, yeah, that's a 21 and older party and fundraiser event that they do every year. Um,
I've always wanted to go to that, so maybe this year will be the year. You said what, March
yeah,
6th?
they I can't remember how many years they've been doing that now. Last year, I did feel that they sold it out a little bit,
Mm.
meaning I oversold it, but it's super fun. I mean, you go in there and you get to tour the museum by yourself.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, so definitely recommend checking that out.
very cool.
Yeah, and then of course last year they won Best History Museum, so that's massive.
Yeah,
Hmm.
very nice.
So what else
Um,
you got?
in other news, which way do you want to head next, Dave?
We could hit. We have the PMI mortgage hack. Uh, what that means is I was actually talking with a relative over last weekend, and they were talking about the PMI insurance. So, of course, if you go with an FHA mortgage, you'll never have the ability to remove that PMI. But if you're conventional, you can get rid of that primary mortgage insurance once you have your loan to value is above 20%. So of course, if you buy the property right off the bat and you put a 20% down payment, you can get rid of your PMI. You will not have it at all. But you on a conventional, it's pretty common that you put down the minimum, which is 5%. I do have a couple lenders in our Rolodex that will go as low as 3. But my point is, you put the minimum 5% down for your down payment on a conventional mortgage. You can then, once you either pay the mortgage down, they say that can take up to, I think, 17 years for you to get it paid down. If you put the minimum down to the time that you have 20% paid down. But there's a little bit of a hack there, of course. If you buy a house, and that's the big thing right now, is affordability. Everybody thinks you need to buy a property that's move-in ready. That's not affordable to do that. So these people that think they're priced out of homes, well, how about just don't buy your dream home as your first home?
Yeah.
Uh, so find a house that needs a little bit of cosmetic work and that you can afford to do that. Maybe you let's say it's flooring or it's paint. Like paint's the biggest thing that you can do to a property to increase its value quickly. Now, of course, the bank is going to want to know that you actually put some money into the property. They're going to ask to see that. You can't just buy it yesterday and then in 6 months say, hey, it's worth 20% more. You actually have to do a little bit of work to the property. So my suggestion on uh, this article is a little bit clickbaity. It's from realtor.com. It says renovate to drop PMI mortgage hack has a catch. And that catch is your lender doesn't have to buy your new valuation. Of course, they never had to. That's not a catch. They
Mm-hmm.
have to get a third party person, which is called an appraiser, to go in there and appraise the property to make sure that it did, in fact, increase in value. As long as your loan to value is below 80%, you can then ask them to please remove the PMI insurance. Now, if your credit's low or you missed a payment or anything like that, the bank has control of that. They can decide whether they want to grant you with removing that PMI or not. So it's a little bit of a long-winded on that, but I do truly recommend most first-time home buyers should not be buying their dream home the first time around. If you have that sort of money saved up and you can do that, that's fantastic. But affordability is the big conversation right now, and they need to start realizing, okay, well, maybe I should settle on something that's not my dream just to get ownership and start building some wealth. You're
Right.
throwing away thousands of dollars every single month renting at these big, beautiful apartment complexes. Uh, it's just not realistic to think that you're going to be able to day one on your new home have a pool and have a section where that you can, the pergola with the grill. It's just not realistic.
Right. Yeah. I mean, what was that? The Ramsey show. Speaking of somebody who, wants to
Yeah.
buy their their dream home right off the bat. You On the Ramsey show, a young unmarried Pittsburgh couple wants to build a $700,000 home. And the Ramsey show warns them that they might be hurtling towards being house poor.
Yeah, so I thought it
Yeah.
was cool just to see it. It came up on my feed the other day. A 21-year-old Pittsburgh man and his girlfriend want to build a $700,000 home, despite making $10,000 gross uh, per month, which would be $120,000 at the end of the year. And they want to stretch themselves all the way up to purchasing a $700,000 home. Um, Typically, if you made $120,000 gross a year, you could qualify for about $360,000. So these guys want to buy double what they could typically um, get approved for. But right at
Yeah.
the bottom, if you read down far enough, it does say that they are getting half of the down payment, or excuse me, half of the purchase price as a gift from their parents. And Ramsey goes in here and he starts mentioning, okay, well, your taxes are going to increase, your
Mhm.
insurance is going to immediately increase. This is uh, they're also building the $700,000 house. They're not buying something that they are, let's say it's 300, putting 100 into it, and it's going to appraise for 700. They're going straight to the $700,000 home. Being that they're putting 50% of the $700,000 down as a down payment, makes a little bit more sense. But of course, you can hear Dave Ramsey in the back of your mind right now telling you, "Are you insane?" I think Dave Ramsey's a little bit overboard on this in the sense that he doesn't want you to get a mortgage at all, or
Mhm.
if you do, he only recommends 15-year mortgages. So I think that's a little bit. Uh, I think it's a little bit too aggressive,
Yeah.
um, just because it's from somebody that's just moving to Pittsburgh for a job.
Yeah.
Uh, he recommends you renting for a long period of time. In this day and age, the way that Pittsburgh is getting so much uh, media attention, I would buy a starter home and
Yeah.
hang on to it, put a little bit of work into it over time, and that $1,500 to $2,500 rent payment is going to go towards your much lower mortgage, and then you'll be able to fix it up over time. You'll of course get the appreciation over the years because some neighborhoods that I've looked at in the past couple months here, big increases, big
Yeah.
increases, 15%, 20%. Highland Park is 20 something percent high is how fast that area is appreciating because of all the attention on it right now.
Beautiful
So
area.
it's going to be no time and that $700,000 will be like, eh, then it'll be a $700,000 starter home if
Yeah.
you wait too long. Because that's what's
Yeah.
happening, guys. Building more inventory is not bringing the prices down. And if the
Yeah.
rates come down, the prices of the homes are not going to magically come down. They can throw out 50-year mortgages to make it seem like that's going to work better. They can do all kind of things. I do not see the prices of these homes coming down. Just not happening, at least in Pittsburgh. We've no
Yeah.
inventory, such slim inventory, so many buyers all fighting over the same house. Uh, a house that's priced right now, like if we really sit down and we comp it out and we look at like what this property should sell for, they are getting multiple offers.
Mhm.
It's houses that are way overpriced or they have a lot of issues, meaning cosmetically, sewer line issues. Like that is why houses that are sitting, houses that are priced right are selling fast for multiple
Yeah.
offers.
Yeah. Wow, that's I'd be interested to see the house. 'Cause I mean, what a reminder is, our median list pricing, what we have an average of like 250,000.
Yeah,
So that's a little bit of a high-end home here. I'm curious where and what it's gonna look like.
I don't believe they did say where it
Mm-mm.
was. You could very easily go into one of these new construction homes, and if you walk through um, the model home, that if you're buying a model home, you're about 700 on them.
Yeah.
There's obviously a bunch of builders, but if you go
Right.
into the North Hills, which is likely where I think they did say where the parents lived, which was like Mars or Zelienople,
Mm. Yeah.
uh, in those new construction communities, the lot alone is 150,000,
Right.
200,000. So, and then the house 500.
Yeah.
But
Interesting
yeah, our
starter
median
home.
right now is 250.
Yeah.
So we're
Which
still
I think is a
extremely
great
low.
even for a starter home as well. So, but hey,
Yeah, right.
maybe
Yeah, you
they'll
could buy a
maybe they'll make
lot
it
of
a forever
houses.
home.
There's a bunch of neighborhoods that we can go over in another episode that you can buy using a construction loan. That's something else that's not being talked about enough. Uh, is finding a property that needs a little bit of work, continue staying at your rental if you have one. You can do what's called an interest-only loan during the time of the renovation. Let's say you find a house in Brookline that somebody's uh, family member lived in, they inherited it, they're out of state. Um, they want a family to buy it. Well, you tell them you're a family that's looking to move into the house. That way you're not competing against private equity or some sort of flipper that's on the TV pitching that they're buying the house cash always or as is, no realtor fees, no inspections. You can go in there using, pulling the heartstrings, send them a letter, put a letter on top. We've talked about this in
Yep.
previous episodes. Uh, People, and I encourage anybody that's selling a home to listen. If you have an issue with private equity buying up all the homes, well, then you should take responsibility and you decide and find out who you're selling your home to. This is not something that the government should be getting involved in.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do it on the local level in your community and decide whether you want to sell your home to private equity. We should not allow the government to be stepping in on this issue. Um, but yeah, you find a house that needs a little bit of work. Let's say you buy it for $75,000 to $85,000, and you do a renovation loan. You can go and borrow from the bank another $50,000, put in 150,000, or excuse me, put another 50 into the property, and now your home's worth 150, anywhere to 250,000. You have all that equity uh, as soon as the renovation's done. That's really the play. That is how somebody that's coming here that is not able to afford immediately to buy their dream home. That's the
Mm-hmm.
route. Not everybody has private equity or excuse me, private lenders that you can go to for the renovation. Just go to your standard bank and ask them, hey, do you do renovation loans? You can even go FHA on renovations loans. I think they're 203K
Mm-hmm.
is the type of loan product, 203K. Look it up and research it, or call us and we can point you in the right direction too. We don't do a lot of them. It's just not popular,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a loan product that is available to
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah, next one that we have on here. Do we want to jump into that one? Which one do you want to hit?
Let's go with that, and then because could also ties in with something else a little bit. We've talked about it a lot because it is big for the year, but we are now 98 days away from the NFL draft coming into Pittsburgh, and about half of empty downtown storefronts are looking to be filled ahead of this draft.
Yeah, they're using a nonprofit. What's happening there is, I think it's called the Downtown Partnership. Uh, they're paying for half of the up
Mm-hmm.
to half of the rent for any new business that wants to be in a storefront downtown. They're
Yeah.
also paying for the big banner to put up. I like it. I think it's a good idea. Get people in there.
Yeah.
Um, of course, you always have to wonder where that money's coming from. If it's the taxpayers' money going to this, I don't think that's a good idea. But it's cool. I think they said there's 200 and something still vacant. What they're
Yeah.
doing is they're doing 6 to 12 month leases,
Mm-hmm.
and they're of course at discounted rates. And then this downtown partnership will pay for some of it. I was down at the German market in the city, and I did notice everything that I didn't buy much. I think it was like a couple Blue Vine, which is a hot German wine. I did see on it that every purchase $2 was going uh, towards the downtown partnership.
Okay.
So maybe that's how they're funding it, is through some sort of program like that on
Yeah.
top of our 7% sales tax. So yeah, I think it's super cool.
Interesting.
Fill
Yeah.
them all up, because
Yeah.
700,000 people, that is definitely a way for them to
Yeah.
make money. Maybe it's a loan. They're saying
Mm-hmm.
pay it back if you are successful.
Absolutely.
But as far as what I read, it's a grant that they don't have to pay back, and they are covering half of that rent. So hey, that's
Yeah.
one way to get it filled, get these
Yeah.
units filled.
Yeah. Maybe get something started. Who knows?
Hmm. A
Hopefully
lot of the art,
successful.
a lot of artists are the ones capitalizing on it. I
Yeah.
did see one that was a floral shop.
Mm-hmm.
It was, yeah, I think we actually hit that. It was the three businesses all opening at the same
Yeah.
time there.
Yeah. Because I think they said that like the last one closed in like 2021 or something. So it'll be
Mm, yeah,
interesting. Yeah. They just
yeah,
opened up outside of Market Square.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like while we're on the topic of the NFL, and Pittsburgh, it has been an interesting little week for Pittsburgh and the Steelers.
Hmm.
After nearly 2 decades, 19 seasons to be exact, Mike Tomlin has decided to step down as the head coach of the Steelers. So if you take a look back at his time with the team, in those 19 seasons, he had never had a losing season, which is a feat that's, almost unheard of in football. He came to Pittsburgh in 2007, which feels like forever ago. I was still in high school. Uh, so he's been around for a long time, becoming just the third head coach in franchise history, following the legends of Chuck Noll and Bill Cowher. Under Tomlin, the team had 193 wins, 114 losses, two ties, but like we said, no losing season. He did have a Super Bowl early in his tenure, 13 playoff appearances, but most recently, there was a lot of struggle in the postseason. They've had no playoff wins since I think like 2016 or something.
Hmm.
Um, after a devastating loss this past Monday to the Houston Texans, Mike Tomlin went 10-7, I believe, which was the same as the last final 3 seasons. He became the first head coach in franchise history to go 9 consecutive seasons without a postseason victory. And the Steelers also became the first team in NFL history to lose 5 straight playoff games by double digits.
Hmm.
So sad. Struggling a little bit. And to add to the layer of that, it's also expected that Aaron Rodgers is going to retire. It's nothing set in stone, but he, I think, was planning to only be here for 1 year. I believe something was only signed for 1 year. So we might not have Aaron Rodgers. We will not have Tomlin. So suddenly everything looks a little different. And what's the future of the Steelers? Time
Hmm.
will tell.
To go back onto the
Yeah.
Tomlin thing, what does that mean to not have a losing season? I'm
I
not.
bel
I don't watch it, so I just
He
wondering.
had more wins than losses, I believe.
Oh, okay. Just have more
Yeah,
wins and losses.
yeah,
Okay. Because yeah,
yeah.
I
I
did.
don't
Did
remember the records, but yeah, I don't
okay.
have them in front. I'm not one who's good with like the numbers like that, but
Huh.
I know that he's
I
done well.
yeah. From somebody that's completely on the outside,
Yeah,
I was into it like Paul Amalo, uh, Heinz Ward sort of time
yeah, a
period, but
while
haven't
ago.
been into it since.
Yeah,
I always thought Mike Tomlin had swag. I liked
he's
seeing
great.
him on the TV.
Yeah,
Uh, Always has his
I
Jesus piece hanging out, gold chain.
yeah.
I thought he was cool.
I actually dressed as him for Halloween this year.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
that's
fun.
right.
It was
You went. What
yeah.
kind of party did
We
you go
did
to? That's right.
we did my friend Michael was throwing a Halloween party, so the kickball team decided to secretly dress up as Mike's. So I'll see if I could find a picture here. I had dressed up as Mike Tomlin, and my fiance dressed up as Mike Ditka, which is oh, the Bears coach. So let
Hmm.
me hang on. I'll pop that little picture up here
While
on
you're
yours.
looking that
Yeah.
up, I don't think that the quarterback is retiring. I just don't see that happening. He just bought a. Why
Yeah,
would he
it would.
buy?
I mean,
He
yeah,
bought what, a $30 million home in the South Hills.
yeah. What would we say, Cannonsburg area?
Some, and he just sold the
Yeah,
one that he had in I don't
yeah,
know where it was,
yep.
Massachusetts. I don't know. I don't follow them, but
Yeah,
those are
good.
massive
Yeah,
sales prices. Why would you do that and have to pay
yeah.
all those capital gains taxes to
It'll
sell
be a
that
sad
house,
year to go out too.
then buy one? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
we'll
God,
see though.
that's losing.
We'll
I
see.
thought he did extremely well in the one game that I did see him play. There you go.
Yeah,
For the
there we are,
viewers.
dressed up as our Mikes. For anybody who is watching, it's my fiance on
Yeah.
the left as Mike Ditka, and I was Mike Tomlin. It was a fun one.
That's cool. So it was a
Yeah,
Mike party. Everybody
it
was
was
a
a Mike
Mike.
party. Yeah,
That's
for at
super
least
cool.
at least half the party was Mike's. It was fun. It took him a while to figure it out, but it was a good time. Yeah. So
Very
I highly
cool.
recommend doing that if you're ever looking for a fun little theme.
Yeah, I'd have to really sit down and think who I could be for a Mike.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we had a group chat going with all the Mike like, we had a Michael Jordan,
Michael
like a
Jackson.
Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc.
Ah,
Somebody was Michael Jackson, all kinds of Mikes everywhere. I think there was a couple dressed up. Each of them were a Michelangelo. One was the Ninja Turtle and one was the artist. That was a good one too.
Ah, that's cool.
So yeah, it was fun.
Oh, cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, back into, some more news. New mayor, new effort by Pittsburgh Council to kill master plan contracts. What do you know about that?
Yeah, I read into this a little bit. I just kind of put it in here out for people to think about. They want Bakery Square to do a almost $3 million study before they're
Wow.
allowed to build a new plan over there. I just thought, wow, if that is
Yeah.
not a way to hold back us, in my opinion, a way to hold back a city
Yeah.
is because who's going to be able to compete with that? These are massive, massive. If you can afford that as a developer, this is in my opinion, it's a pay to play.
Hmm.
Almost $3 million study before they even break ground
Yeah.
on a project that's privately, well, I think that's the thing. It's not privately funded. If they want government to subsidize the
Yeah.
plan, then you have to use uh, their consultants to do their plan. And this seems like a way to divert millions of dollars to something that's on private property.
Yeah.
It's going to bring a ton of money into the city. I just thought that was something to think about. I'm not getting into, going to dig too deep into that,
Yeah. We'll see what
other
happens.
than it's $3 million. So
Yeah.
if you want to build something, you have to get a ton of funding.
Yeah.
Just makes it impossible for somebody that wants to, go and build and this is not what it is. If you look at it, it's a massive apartment units, shopping centers. Um, but at what point do they stop? Like if somebody wants to build a small Italian grocery store on their property, are you going to make them go and do a massive survey on how many people are coming through, what the traffic,
Yeah.
as far as the cutout to drive under the lot? I just, it's really, that's one of the big things that the new mayor on day one said that he, signed off on the zoning to speed these things up. I was on Reddit as well, and I guess this specific developer that's mentioned in this article was one of his biggest donors. So maybe that'll speed it up, I'm sure. Uh,
Mhm.
so, to jump on that, I just wanted to bring it up just so people are thinking about it. If you have an opinion on it, we'd love to have you on the show to talk about it. See if it's a good thing or bad thing. Maybe one of the
Mhm.
consultants, hopefully they're using a local consultant. If you'd like to come on and discuss it, we would love to hear it and learn a little bit more about it. And I'm sure any of our viewers would love to hear it too.
Absolutely.
On top of that, getting into government, uh, this is outside of the city, but we are dealing as a team right now with East McKeesport Borough. We have a buyer that knew about a sewer line issue. We've talked about these in many episodes. We talked about sewer lines being one of the biggest hurdles
Yeah.
purchasing a home here in Western PA. Uh, so the buyer knew that there was about $10,000 of a sewer line issue. They of course removed that off of the purchase price, and now the or excuse me, East McKeesport Borough is one of the municipalities that requires, uh, on top of an occupancy and a dye test, they do require that the sewer lines get inspected, and they pull back a camera real slow, and they see if there's any cracks, any separations. They're looking for house traps, fresh air vents, looking for all these things. We knew it was going to fail, but now they had this company, this engineering company. You have to send the video. I had to go and get a flash drive, waste money on sending a flash drive to the uh, engineering that was all the way an hour from the property. It was just so crazy. So of course we knew it was going to fail. We finally got the letter that it failed, and now the municipality will not allow this poor little seller. It's single female that needs to sell this piece of property, not allowing her to get the money from her private residence until the sewer line is repaired. It's just totally insane.
Wow.
So we, of course, being realtors, and this is again, I'm really proud to be a realtor. We do pay dues every single year, but these guys really represent us and they help us. They're one of the biggest proponents for private property. They do a lot of things, especially with last year with the big lawsuits and stuff. A lot of agents that were turning on them. I was never one of them once that thought that they were not representing us.
Yeah.
So I had to call them. It was the very first time that I called the local association here in Pittsburgh, and I asked them for help, and they sent out this big letter. Act 93 of 2024 states an authority or instrumentality. I've never heard that word, of a unit of government specified under paragraph 1. Thus, any of the temporary occupancy rules that apply to the municipality now apply also to municipal authorities. It goes on and it mentions that a municipality cannot, even if they have a what was the word he used? A an ordinance that, because we've been going back and forth through email. The guy, I wrote him a big long thing and sent it to him, and he's just like, nope. East McKeesport Borough has a ordinance, so we don't have to oblige by the law. And that's when I called, because I'm like, okay, well, we're getting into a serious thing here. Um, So he sent the legislation link. They did update it, and a municipality cannot withhold a seller from selling their private property. Uh, so we're still within a suit. We're not a suit. I should not say that. We are going back and forth here. The Realtor Association will eventually have to call their legal counsel at the borough and say, look, you guys are uh, you're not following the laws. So they have a rule. Pennsylvania has a law. There's a big difference there. So if anybody's having this issue, not everybody can just call up a legal hotline like
Right.
a realtor can do. So if you're having this issue, you need to know about it before you list a property. You need to know what your local municipality, what kind of rules they have in place. Because look, if she listed this property for sale, let's say it took a month to get a buyer lined up. The buyer then goes through their inspection period. The title company tells the seller, hey, you have to do a dye test and you have to get a sewer camera test done. We're now 14, 21 days into a transaction. Then we find out that the sewer line fails and you get a property held up. Well, most people, if you're selling it to an individual, are not going to be able to wait months to purchase their property. They have other obligations, like maybe a lease is expiring, their parents want them out of their house, for whatever reason. They can't afford to wait around for a legal proceeding to play out, right? So you need to know now before you list, or excuse me, before you put it up for sale. Maybe you're selling it off market or whatever, but this is something that we would investigate for you before you go active. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
So just know that if you're getting bullied by your local municipality, they cannot hold you up from selling your property. Maybe next week we'll have this done for you, and I'll explain a little bit further on how we managed to get it done. But sad state of affairs for somebody that needs the money.
Yeah.
I think it was her dad's house, and she just wants the money out of it. Imagine if they didn't have any money and that all their money was tied up into the house.
Right.
It's just unbelievable. And I talked about this in a previous episode. We have to fight back. If you just rolled over and not, went and got it fixed, it's not fair for uh, people that don't have
Yeah.
the money, the lower middle class. It's
Yeah.
just not fair.
That's
On
it.
top of that, talking about what's not fair in local governments and big governments coming in, Trump threatens to ban Wall Street investments in single family homes. Any opinions on that, Cassie?
Um, I'll be honest. I have looked a little bit into it. I'm gonna pull it up here. So what are we saying that um, investors
So they're saying that no
can't?
institutional
Yeah,
buyers will be allowed
just
to
come in and buy the
purchase
single
single
family homes.
family homes.
Yeah.
I'll be
So
honest with you,
occupant.
yeah, I remember meeting the neighbor in the back here, and I think he was talking about I can't remember, but for a while, I was definitely on the side. I was like, Wall Street should not be buying up single family homes. And then you read these
Yeah.
articles and they talk about buying up like 360 homes in one subdivision and then selling one of the homes. This was Zillow
Hmm.
that I read this article about. They were inflating the price of their homes. So if they bought, let's say 300, they could sell one of their properties to another one of their LLCs, therefore inflate, they were trying to raise the price of all these other ones. So the way that they did that was they sold it to another LLC or whatever that they also owned for double the amount of what they paid for it. So let's say they bought it for 300, they then sold it to themselves for 600, therefore increasing all of the other properties in their neighborhood. Well, that's
Yeah.
obviously something that nobody is going to agree with. That is insane that they would do that. And of course, what's that going to do? That's going to raise up everybody's property values. And then the local municipality is going to look at that and say, oh, wow, that's going to double our tax base. We're going to get double the taxes now
Yeah.
based off of their sell price.
Yeah.
So then everybody has to do something. Maybe the people that are on fixed incomes, the kindness of the government will step in and they'll give you a little slip that says, hey, you get to have a senior citizen discount. Well, how about we just don't do this? How about we just don't allow it? So I
Yeah.
I was in a sense for it at one point, but
Hmm.
then you got to think like I think what he's doing, this current administration, he's just throwing out ideas and then
Yeah.
he goes to Twitter or whatever and he reads what the responses
Yeah.
to and then he decides because we haven't heard anything of the 50-year mortgage since,
Yeah. That's true.
right? I haven't heard a single
I haven't
thing
heard
about it.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think some of his
Just getting
ideas
us
are
all
just
riled
like
up.
he's just, yeah, trying to get opinions on what's going
Yeah.
on, and if people agree, then he'll go for it. But it
Yeah.
does. Who do you on the other end of the spectrum? We deal with a ton of investors.
Do.
We deal with a bunch, and they're buying in LLCs. Nobody is buying in their individual names. Most of the
Yeah.
time, they're not buying in their individual names. At what point does somebody get to decide there's going to be a million loopholes. It's
Yeah.
going to be like the Congress not being allowed to, and I know I don't want taking this into that direction. This is a Move Me to Pittsburgh podcast, but Congress is not allowed to invest in the stock market. So what they do is they go and call up uh, their uh, their friend and they give it to them, or they open up an LLC and trade in that name, or call up their accountants and the accountants do the work,
Yeah.
do the trading for them. That's all this is gonna. This is all this is gonna do is hurt small investors, in my opinion.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So somebody that owns 5 or 6 homes in a neighborhood, they're going to be the ones that are going to somehow. I don't know how it's going to happen, but when you read things like this, it's like it's always going to be the small investor that hurts the most.
Yeah. A lot going on.
Yeah, I think we could skip those other two there. Big. Yeah, two places are closing. I don't think
Mm.
it's worth mentioning. Um, yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty much it. We got to next week. Got to finish up, button up our travel guide for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Do better with our homework.
Yeah, just
Yeah, we
so
got
much
it started.
having to research that sewer line issue is like, gosh, imagine somebody
Yeah.
that's working in a really hard 9 to 5 job. They come home and they have to deal with their municipality not allowing them to sell their home.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. So we have to spend the week researching and trying to figure out how to maneuver our way out of that.
Yeah.
And I could have immediately just called our legal hotline and not have done the research, but I'm always like, I don't want to use up resources. I'm sure they're busy, so I almost wait to the end. And I finally called them, and now it's all getting put together.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good.
So we got some. What do we have? You took a listing out. Where'd you take that? Denora.
Denora.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give price drop on that. So if anybody's interested in that unit, gosh, what do we got? $25,000 on a
25,000.
three-bedroom house. $25,000 for a three-bedroom house, fenced-in yard.
Absolutely.
That's affordability, Cassie Ayers.
Come. Come check it out.
Not the 600 apartment buildings that they're
Yeah.
putting up that are $2,000 for a one bedroom
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
taxpayers subsidize it. That's not affordable.
Yeah.
$25,000 in Denora, you're what, 40 minutes south of the city. You can quickly
Yeah.
uh, jump on the expressway and be there in 40 minutes.
Absolutely.
That's how you get a property.
Get
It's
everything started.
affordable. That's right. Cool.
I'll,
All right. I got to check
yeah.
out this coffee shop. I'm actually going to be in Swissvale. What'd you say that name of
Yeah.
that place was?
It was Parisi Cafe and Italian
Parisi.
Market. I could be wrong. I think it was on Harrison Street. It started with an H.
Okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
it was good. I liked it a lot.
Got anything
Yeah.
going on this weekend?
Yeah, I'm actually my cousin is gonna bring her little family up. We're gonna go to the zoo Sunday morning. They do the penguin parade where
Ooh.
the penguins get to come out and walk in front of you. I've done it a couple times
Oh,
over
cool.
the years. It's a really good time. It's cute. How about
Nice.
you?
I like the zoo. I
Yeah,
like the zoo a lot. We have
definitely.
one of the most hilly zoos.
Yeah,
I actually get scared going up the escalator when you're in there. I'm like, oh my
that's tough.
goodness.
Yeah,
I'm like
that's a
gripping it.
pretty
My
steep
knuckles
place.
are white. I'm just thinking, gosh, I end up
One tumble
falling
and
on
we're all
this
going
thing.
down.
It's so crazy. I don't know how they could ever get away with something like that.
Yeah, it's
It
pretty
is
steep.
so steep. It's like being at out in Duquesne at the at the amusement park going up that
Right?
thing.
Yeah. Luckily, there is a oh my gosh,
There's an
elevator
elevator. Yeah.
for anybody who needs. And I think there's
Oh, that's
also they have off the side is like two little paths that you can walk to just see some
oh,
nature
you
to get into
can?
the zoo as well.
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
I've
Oh,
never
cool.
done it, but I've seen people do it. But yeah.
I'm really excited to see they're doing renovations on the entrance there.
Yeah.
That is going to be really, I
Yeah.
think,
It could
something
use a
else
little spruce up.
to go in and hang out there.
It is
Yeah,
a really nice zoo though. I do enjoy it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm actually going to Penn State to go to a hockey
Hey.
game
I love their hockey games.
on Saturday. I've never been to
Ooh.
one.
Oh, they're so fun.
I think I'm looking most forward to the ice cream. I think there's a ice
There you
cream
go.
joint up
Yeah, the
there,
creamery.
the Creamery,
Yep.
Penn State Creamery.
Yeah. It's
I
very
wish I had
good.
more time. I'd go to Penn's Cave. It's somewhere up through there.
Somewhere up. Yeah. Yeah. I love
Yeah,
Penn
but I'll
State.
be
I
in
lived
and out.
in Penn State for like 6 years or something, so I love it up there.
Oh, cool.
It's a cool place. But yeah, enjoy the game.
Yeah,
It's very fun.
yeah, good. I don't have any white, but I'm gonna wear blue. You
There you go.
think they'll let me in the doors? Wear light blue?
Well, I mean, they're white and blue. Oh, I mean,
No, yeah, but
going cheering.
yeah, in and out. I'm just going in for the night, coming right
Nice.
back. We're starting to pick up a lot, so
Yeah,
got to take up the time that we can, get in and out as soon
absolutely.
as summer comes along. Rates did end up hitting 5.99 earlier this week. That's exciting. That's the first time I've
Yeah.
seen a 5 in
Yeah.
front of a number
Yeah.
in 2022 is when they went up. So that's been 3 years since
Yeah.
we've seen a 5. And now I do see some people saying, "Oh, my lenders have been in the 5s for, 3 months." Well, hello, you're obviously doing rate buy downs.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference. So if you're spending $1,500 to buy a point down, that's how you're in the 5s.
Yeah.
Um, so that's how you getting lucky with the 5s.
Yeah. We'll see what this year has to bring us, bring our
All
way.
righty.
But
That's it
yeah,
for this episode.
yeah, that's it for this week's episode of Move Me to Pittsburgh. Thanks for spending time with us.
Yeah, if you enjoyed this episode or you have any questions you want us to cover on the next episode, send them our way. We love hearing from our listeners.
Yeah. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing anywhere in the Pittsburgh area, we're always here to help.
Thanks again for hanging out with us.
Yep. We'll see you next time on Move Me to Pittsburgh.
Bye bye.